Hello family and friends and fellow YouTubers. It's Kim here from Kim's Country Corner, and today I'm at the Hancock Homestead, and I thought that I would take you along with me on my day. And the first thing I want to do is go in and have some breakfast, and then we'll see what's up for today. So I'm going to be having an egg sandwich for breakfast by myself because John's already eaten. He has to run into town to get some supplies for some of the projects I'm going to be working on today. So let's go have that sandwich, and then we're going to go check chickens and check the garden. So come along and let's see what kind of fun we can have for today. Alright, here we go. Okay friends, so I thought I would share what I'm having for breakfast. I'm just having an egg sandwich, and it's over medium. That's where the yolk is kind of a gel type. It's not hard and it's not runny. That's my favorite way to have an egg. And I'm just having a cup of black coffee, and I have switched from sugar to this other natural sugar called Truvia. So yeah, so a cup of coffee with 1 teaspoon of Truvia, and that's my breakfast. Okay guys, see you in a bit. Okay friends, so I just had breakfast, and now I'm going to sit and enjoy a little bit of my coffee while I catch up on a couple of channels on YouTube. I don't want to spend very much time on YouTube. I don't want to get carried away with it because I have a lot I want to get done today. And it's a nice sunny day. We have no rain forecasted for today. So I want to get started painting my shed, my she shed. Before I do that, I still need to go out and check chickens, and I need to go out and check the garden, and then I have my she shed project. So I don't want to get carried away on the computer, but I thought I would spend just a few minutes while I finish my coffee. That Truvia, which I put in my coffee, is actually the brand name for stevia, the stevia leaf. And I have tried to switch my diet to a no sugar diet, or at least low sugar. But I'm trying for no sugar. Of course, that's almost impossible because, like, if you use a little bit of ketchup, you have sugar. If you use a little bit of mustard, you have sugar. Barbecue sauce, you have sugar. It seems like every food nowadays has a little bit of sugar in it, even like your crackers and your breads. But I'm trying to go as low sugar as I can, and one of the ways I'm doing that is my coffee and my tea. I will either drink it no sugar at all, which I can do. I do like unsweetened coffee and tea. Or if I'm in the mood for a little bit of sweetness, I add stevia. And Truvia is the brand name, is one of the brand names for stevia. So anyway, I just thought I would share that with you. I have not gone into a lot of detail about my physical health problems. I've told you guys about my mental health issues, about being bipolar, and sometimes suffering depression and anxiety that goes along with being bipolar. Well, I'm happy to say that that all seems to be stabilized. With the help of a psychiatrist and a therapist and medications, I seem to have my mental health issues stabilized. However, now I'm suffering a few health issues, physical health issues. Doesn't that always seem to be the case? You get one solved and then you end up with something else. But anyway, and my physical health issues have to do with my heart. My dad and my grandma both died of heart disease, congestive heart failure. Now, they didn't die until they were in their mid to late 80s, so it wasn't like an early death. I mean, they lived a long life, and I feel sure that I probably will too. However, I am already starting to suffer a few heart conditions, such as high blood pressure and high cholesterol, and a thick heart wall, which I'm told is genetic. That there wasn't really anything I did to get the thicker heart wall, but anyhow, so I have a few issues going on with my heart, which I'm trying to now control with diet, exercise, and medication. And so my high blood pressure, of course, I'm taking medication. My high cholesterol, I'm taking medication and trying to watch what I eat, which means no red meats. Anyhow, so yeah, so I've been dealing with that this summer too. And I noticed these things because, and you guys may have even noticed also, that whenever I try to do my gardening or if I walk for an extended amount of time, I start running out of breath. And I was like, this is just not good. I should not be running out of breath. So I started seeing a doctor, my physician, my regular physician, about it. And she recommended that I go to a heart doctor and a lung doctor, which I have done. And through both of these doctors, I'm trying to strengthen my heart. And I'm trying to do that through proper diet and more exercise. So anyway, I'm not sure how I got off on that. Oh yeah, because I use stevia in my coffee now. But anyhow, so I've been dealing with trying to get my heart into better shape. Trying to get my whole body into better shape. But I'm not going to die anytime soon, or at least I hope not. And I just want to have as long of a life as I possibly can, because I love my children and I love my grandchildren, and I want to be around to play with those grandchildren as long as possible. And yeah, so that's what I've been kind of dealing with this summer too. Anyhow, I'm doing great, and we have a full day ahead of us. So I'm going to turn you guys off. I'm going to turn off my computer, and I'm going to get busy doing something. So I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so now I'm down here at the box garden, the raised beds, getting ready to pick tomatoes, cucumbers, and peppers. And John has been bringing in a lot of vegetables, he has said. And so I told him today I wanted to come out and be the one to pick, and he said that was fine since I was here. So let's go see if we can find some tomatoes in that jungle over there. So I have a plastic bucket here. He told me I was going to need more than that, but we'll see. Yeah, I see red down in there. Ooh, that looks pretty. Doesn't that one look pretty, pretty, pretty? Ooh, I bet that one's going to be tasty. Go ahead and get that one off. Another pretty one. Some of them have been split at the top, and that's because of all the rain. But you just cut that part out, and the rest of it tastes really good. See another red one down in there. there. They're all green, but one of these days they'll be red. Here's one. I don't know. Are you going to stay on or are you going to come off? Nope, came right off. Okay. Alright, let's go over here to the other side. Let's see. Let me see if I can go get another bucket. Alright, so there is a gallon of tomatoes off of those. I would say probably at least 2 tomatoes per plant so far. And then there is the bucket off of these. Once again, I was getting about 2 tomatoes per plant. Of course, this is just in one day. John's already been picking for a couple of weeks now. So we're not doing too bad on tomatoes. And this is the slicing tomato. These are called the big boys. Alright, let's go look at the Romas. Guys, if you don't like weeds, then you may not want to watch, because I have not been out here to do weeding. I've been busy. But I have to get these Romas. They're looking really nice. They're all starting to come on at one time. Romas are called determinate tomatoes. That means that they all come on within like a 2-week period so that you have them all at once. Whereas your better boys are indeterminate, that means they'll come on throughout the season. Look how nice and big this one is. Can you see that? Yeah, that's good size. Alright, let's see what we can get off of here. If they fall off, I go ahead and take them, even if they're a little bit yellow, because then they can just finish off in the window. But I don't play tug of war with them. There's some down in there. Yeah, see, that one just fell right off. So here are the Romas just from today. We have already probably got this many in the freezer. So, and we still have a lot left to pick. So I'm going to have quite a bit for salsa and sauce this year. I really didn't think I was going to, because we had such a late season. But it looks like they're catching up. So, all right. John's back. All right, so we have some lumber, have some chicken wire, dog food, and cat food, and poultry food. All right. Paula wants you over there helping him. So we bought some lumber so that we could fix this entrance into my she shed. And then there's the chicken wire that has to go on the gates to keep the chickens in. See, these boards are for that down there. And then these are for my new roost that I have to put up in the chicken house on the other side. There's the poultry food. Now I can feed the chickens. Thank you. John is working on the entrance to the shed. So that we have a solid floor. No makeshift. That's going to be nice. Thank you, John. Looks good already. The other day when Jeffrey and I was cleaning the shed out, I kept worrying that he was going to step right in one of those open spots. But he never did, and I never did. I used to have a piece of plywood laying there. Well, actually, it wasn't even plywood, it was oxboard. And it warped over the winter. And it warped so bad that the door wouldn't even open or shut. So this will work out very nicely. Okay, friends, let's see if we can find any green peppers. John has been picking green peppers just about every day, but he also leaves a few on to get a little bit bigger. Ooh, here's a nice big one. All right, these are all green peppers. These down here, they're supposed to be yellow and red. In order for them to turn yellow and red, you have to leave the green ones on long enough for them to turn yellow and red. And we kind of forget that. And we just pick them as we see them. So if you want yellow and red tomatoes, you have to let your green ones ripen to that color. But we have a lot of nice green ones in here. I got, let's see, it looks like I picked one from each plant today. So, and the biggest one I think is this one. Look how big that is. That's nice. Especially considering that I didn't think we were going to get any peppers this year. We have a lot of nice big ones. And this is not our first day of picking them. John's been getting them probably for at least a couple of weeks now. So, all right, let's check. All right, let's check out cucumbers. Bring you guys in just a little bit closer. I will say that I really do like these bush cucumbers and will be buying them again. They taste great and they grow great. Very easy to grow, and they're a great slicing cucumber. Ooh, look how nice and big this one is. Look at that. Ooh, nice big one. Ooh, here's another big one. But they're really good. Alright, so for today we have a whole bucket of cucumbers and a whole bucket of peppers, and I just saw some tomato berries, which are tomatoes. So let's go get some of them. I'm just going to put them in with my peppers. So the tomato berries, we just kind of pick a handful every day to have with our lunch and supper. Aren't those pretty? It's right off. Okay, friends, and so here are the tomato berries. And of course they're called that because they're tomatoes, but they look just like a strawberry. And oh my goodness, they're so good. I can eat one right here in the garden. But I'm going to save mine for lunch. All right. Okay guys, well I took in a pretty good haul of vegetables today. I ended up with 2 buckets of Better Boys, 2 buckets of Romas, actually 3 buckets of Romas, a whole bucket of green peppers, a whole bucket of cucumbers, and a handful of the tomato berries. So this will make a really good lunch and supper. and we still have a lot more coming on. So thanks for watching this part, and stay with me because I have more going on today. All right, see you in a little bit. Okay guys, before I go in for lunch, I want to get these chickens fed. I usually have them fed by now, but we had ran out of chicken food and I had to wait for John to get from town. Are you guys hungry? Okay. Hang on, I'm getting there. There's Big Red. Rocky is still outside. And I'm not letting these guys out into their pen until I get chicken wire onto that new gate. Because that new gate, the holes are just too big and they go right through it. And then they get into my apples. And apples are something I want to save and pick pretty soon. I don't want them pecking all my apples. Or my tomatoes. So they have to stay pinned up. Looks like you guys still have water. That's good. Okay. Got any eggs this morning? I know, but I don't want you to be broody. No. They always use the same nest. I hardly ever get any on those end nests, I think because they're so close to the door. But these center nests are usually where they want to lay. Okay. So we have, looks like 5 and 5, 10. We have 10 eggs this morning. Okay, so before I go in for lunch, I also want to grab a basket full of apples. I might eat one fresh, or if I have time, I might even make an apple pie this afternoon. So let's go get some apples. Before Rocky gets them all. Look how nice these apples are. Got 2 that time. Okay, so I didn't pick all that many because I don't really need that many right now. But look how nice these apples are. These are Red Delicious. So yeah, okay, let's go in and have some lunch. Okay friends, so here's all the produce I brought in just from today. And there's still more out there. And John's brought in lots before this. But just from today, we have 3 buckets of Romas. We have the 2 buckets of Better Boys. We have peppers and cucumbers. We have eggs and we have apples. So that is an awesome haul just from today. Now if I just had a goat to give me goat's milk, I'd have all my food categories covered. All right, there you go. Okay friends, so here is my heart healthy lunch. Actually it would have been my lunch anyway because I enjoy this kind of food. But I have ice water and I have tuna, which I made with tuna, eggs, and a little bit of pickle relish, which I'm sure probably had a little bit of sugar in it. I try not to use too much of it. And then low-fat mayonnaise, just enough mayonnaise to kind of hold it together. That's all I do, just to kind of hold all those ingredients together. And then over here I have a green pepper half that came from the garden this morning, some cucumber slices that came from the garden this morning, and some tomato. And I will be adding a little bit of salt to my tomato, but I'm trying to cut back on my salt intake. But I just have to have a little bit with the tomatoes. And then I'm supposed to really be cutting back on carbs. So what I'm going to do is, instead of having a whole top and bottom, I'll just be using a bottom. So I'll be putting my tuna on there like that. And then instead of putting a top on, I'll just be using a half, just the bottom part. So I'm cutting back on half my crackers. Baby steps, that's what they told me. They said, if you have to do baby steps, that's fine. So that's what I'm doing. Low fat mayonnaise, cutting back on salt, and half the carbs. All right, well, I am looking forward to this lunch. And I enjoy the fact that most of it came from our garden, and the eggs came from our hens. The tuna, of course, we don't have the sea, so I had to buy the tuna, and I had to buy the pickle relish. But there we go. All right, talk to y'all in a little bit. Okay, friends, so I have something exciting to tell you. After I ate my lunch, I came in here and sit down for just a couple minutes so I could finish my water and jump on the computer to see if I had any messages from any of my children. Well, whenever I jumped on, I saw that I had a missed call from my son, Paul. And so I gave him a call back. He's in Alaska right now doing his contracting work. And he jumped on to wish me a belated happy birthday. So that's what I've been doing for the last hour, is on my computer Facebook calling with my son, Paul. Alright, but I have to get back to work myself, because one of the things I want to try to get done today is I want to try to get as much of my shed painted as possible. So that's the next thing on the chore list, is painting the shed. It's afternoon now. I had lunch, I've talked to Paul, and now it's afternoon. It is 1:30. So I'm going to go change clothes, put on some painting clothes, and then we'll head outside to look at the shed. All right, so let's go. More to do. Okay guys, since I showed you the vegetable garden this morning, I wanted to show you what's left in the flower garden this afternoon. Once again, you're going to have to forgive the weeds. I've not been here much. I'm here off and on. But there are a few zinnias left that are really pretty. And the butterflies are still enjoying them. I cut back all of the bee balm, but it's coming up nicely again. We might get a second showing. I cut back most of these coneflowers, but we're getting a few second showings of them. Aren't those just beautiful? Those are the, these are the hot papaya. They start out with a single flower, and then the single flower kind of starts to droop, and you get this pom-pom on top. They're just beautiful. And then here are the salsa reds. I have a nice one down there. I leave the cones on because the goldfinches still love those seeds. So yeah, the garden is starting to kind of close down, but the coneflowers still have some seed heads, and then the zinnias are still showing some flower. Oh, look at this one. Isn't that pretty? It's got a bright orange on top, and then it's got a darker reddish orange around its base. That is beautiful. All right, I just kind of wanted to show you a few of the flowers that were left. Okay, friends, so I am out in the shed, which I hope to renovate into a she shed. We'll see how far I get with that. And as you can see, I've changed into some old work clothes. These pants I had accidentally bleached one afternoon when I was trying to give both of the bathrooms a really good scrubbing, and didn't realize I was bleaching myself until it already happened. And I went, well, got some work pants now. So yeah, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start by sweeping this out. And then I'll start with a coat of paint. So let's go to the other side. Alright, so I have to move this table here. When John went to town today, he got me paint and brush cleaner and a brush. Okay, friends, well, I'm not sure when my battery died. I didn't think about checking it, but I have swept that thing out 2 times now, and it is hot, and I have decided to call it a day. For one thing, I need to recharge my batteries. Even the one I'm using is only giving me like 5 minutes. So I need to recharge both of my batteries and just call it a day for today and start fresh tomorrow. But if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you want to know more about what's going on in my corner of the world, please hit that subscribe button to Kim's Country Corner. I appreciate all of my subscribers. I appreciate all of your support. And thank you for joining me. And I will talk to you all later. Bye for now.